Black women, I love you.
The first modern human beings that evolved on this earth were black women. They evolved in sub-Saharan Africa about 280,000 years ago. And every human being on the face of the earth today has the memory of those black women's genetic structure in their genes. Now, we don't want to admit that, but that's the way it is. If we start teaching the truth about history, if we start teaching about Nile Valley contributions to civilization, it will totally change the way we conduct ourselves. Columbus didn't discover America. You can't discover a place where people are already living, but we celebrate that every October. It's a lie. We need to stop telling the myths and start telling the truth. You have a right to be what you are, and until people in this country and people in this world get it into their heads that the first modern human beings that evolved on this earth were black women.
Hands down, the black woman is the most beautiful species on the face of the planet Earth. There ain't nothing on earth better than a black woman. And you should take pride in being the queen of the planet Earth. You should take pride in being the mother of civilization. You should love yourself so much once you learn that the mother is the first nurse, the mother is the first teacher, the mother is the first doctor. Once you learn, black woman, that you are the queen of the planet Earth, that you are the second self, not of man, but the second self of God, that you are the womb of man, that's why we call you woman. Once you learn that about yourself, your value should be so high, sisters, that you stop giving people discounts. See, if you really knew who you were, black woman, you come on off that clearance rack and get back behind the glass where all the real valuable stuff is at. If you really knew your value, then you wouldn't have to show your behind. You would have your mind on display.
Did you know white women once got so jealous of black women's beauty that they made it illegal? In 1786, Spanish colonial governor Esteban Rodriguez Miró passed a law in Louisiana targeting black and mixed-race women. They had to cover their hair with plain cloth head wraps called tignons. White women complained that black women's elaborate hairstyles made them too attractive and confident. These weren't enslaved women. They were free women of color with economic independence and relationships with white men. The law was designed to humiliate them, to strip away their dignity and beauty. But black women had other plans. They turned those mandated head wraps into stunning fashion statements. Colorful fabrics, jewels, feathers, intricate designs. They made themselves even more beautiful and prominent than before. The tignon became a badge of pride and defiance. These laws spread across the South, evolving into broader restrictions on black women's appearance. Because white supremacy has always understood one truth. Black women's beauty and confidence threatens white power. So they tried to police it. They failed.
Do you know they tried to erase the richest black woman in New York just because she was wealthy, black, and powerful? Her name was Hannah Elias. And at the height of her power, she owned over $1 million New York real estate, over $30 million today. Much of her wealth came from an affair with a white millionaire, John Platt, who gave her money over 20 years. But when Platt's family found out, they were furious. Suddenly, she became the target of public hatred and humiliation. In 1904, armed police surrounded her mansion. Reporters and angry mobs gathered. She was called a thief, a seductress, a liar. They accused her of extortion, but there was no proof. She had committed no crime. She was just a wealthy black woman, and that was enough. Though she was never convicted, Hannah vanished from public life. Her properties disappeared, her name faded. She died quietly in 1929, erased from the story of wealth in America. No statue, no plaque, no thanks. Hannah Elias was not a criminal. She was a threat to a system that feared black success. Remember her name, share her story, because when we forget women like Hannah Elias, we lose more than history, we lose truth.
These are 5 powerful historical black women you probably never learned about in school, but their impact runs deep. Number 5 is Claudia Jones, a radical thinker, writer, and activist who fought for workers' rights, black liberation, and women's equality across the US and UK. Number 4 is Septima Clark, known as the mother of the movement, who created citizenship schools that taught thousands of black people how to read, vote, and organize during the civil rights era. Number 3 is Anna Julia Cooper, a brilliant educator and scholar who earned her PhD in the early 1900s and spent her life fighting for black women's access to education. Number 2 is Daisy Bates, the force behind the Little Rock Nine, guiding students through one of the most dangerous school integrations in U.S. history. Before we get to number 1, like and follow if you believe black women deserve more than a footnote in history. Number 1 is Ella Baker, the quiet powerhouse behind the scenes of the civil rights movement who believed strong people didn't need strong leaders. They just needed to believe in themselves. These women didn't wait for permission. They made history. These are 5 more powerful black women you probably never learned about, but you should have. Number 5 is Fannie Lou Hamer, a sharecropper turned civil rights warrior who stood up to voter suppression in Mississippi and told the world she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Number 4 is Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman elected to Congress and the first to run for president, unbought and unbossed. Number 3 is Alberta King, Dr. King's mother, a leader in her own right, who organized choirs, mentored youth, and was assassinated in the same church where she served. Number 2 is Ida B. Wells, a fearless journalist who documented lynchings and exposed racist violence when it was dangerous to even speak about it. Before we get to number 1, like and follow if you're tired of these women being erased from history books. Number 1 is Gladys Bentley, a blues singer and queer icon in the Harlem Renaissance. Dressed in tuxedos, played piano like fire, and lived boldly when black women weren't allowed to. They weren't just strong, they were unstoppable. Black history they don't teach in school. A black woman invented the first home security system, but most people don't know her name. This is the story of Marie Van Britten Brown. In the 1960s, Marie lived in Queens, New York. Her husband worked long hours, and crime in their neighborhood was rising. She wanted to feel safe at home, so she invented a security system that changed the world. She designed a system with cameras, two-way microphones, and a remote-controlled lock, something no one had seen before. If someone came to the door, she could see them, speak to them, and unlock the door all from another room. Her invention became the blueprint for modern home security cameras, intercoms, and alarm systems. Today, the same technology is in millions of homes and businesses around the world. Even though her patent was approved in 1969, she never got the recognition she deserved. Most security companies profited off her idea, but history erased her name. Marie Van Britten Brown made homes safer, but her story was nearly forgotten. Why? Because they don't want you to know that a black woman was behind modern security systems. This is black history that is not taught in schools. If you didn't know this, share this video, because history books won't. 7 black women inventors they erased from history. Sarah Boone, born enslaved, taught herself to read at 40, then patented the modern ironing board in 1892. You use her design every time you press clothes. Mary Kenner invented the sanitary belt in 1957, the foundation of modern menstrual products. Companies rejected her idea when they discovered she was black. Patricia Bath created laser cataract surgery in 1988, becoming the first black woman doctor to receive a medical patent. She saved millions from blindness. Marie Van Britten Brown felt unsafe in her New York neighborhood, so she invented the home security system in 1969. Every Ring doorbell, every security camera traces back to her. Valerie Thomas at NASA created 3D imaging technology in 1980 that we still use today for movies and space exploration. Sarah Good, one of the first black women to get a patent, invented the folding bed in 1885. Hello, Murphy beds. Marjorie Joyner revolutionized hairstyling with her permanent wave machine in 1928. These women didn't just invent products, they invented the future.
You've probably seen this photo before, but do you know who this woman is? This is Gloria Richardson. She didn't believe in turning the other cheek, and she didn't believe in respectability politics. In the early 1960s, Gloria led the Cambridge movement on Maryland's Eastern Shore, fighting segregation, job discrimination, and police violence.
The march had signed an agreement, written agreement with Robert Kennedy and the Department of Justice in terms of 5 demands we had.
And she believed in armed self-defense. She did work with SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, but she refused to tell black people to stay peaceful while being brutalized.
The so-called black leadership and white leadership got together and said, well, we can't make any decisions about, it was public accommodations then, about this until there's peace. Well, 1 week passed, 2, 3, 4 months, and the young people started getting very kind of depressed.
She famously said, nonviolence only works when your opponent has a conscience. Gloria Richardson reminds us that black resistance is not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's not always kind, and it doesn't always look polite.
They don't want you to know about Lucy Parsons. Born around 1853, likely into slavery, she was black, Mexican, and indigenous, and the U.S. government feared her more than most men. She didn't fight for a seat at the table. She flipped the whole table over. They called her more dangerous than 1,000 rioters. Why? Because she organized workers, the poor, the excluded, and told them they had power. She fought for the 8-hour workday, free speech, and an end to police brutality in the 1800s. She didn't care if it was unpopular. She said the truth anyway. Her husband was executed after the Haymarket affair, a setup, and she kept going, writing, marching, leading. She spoke to thousands when women weren't even allowed to vote. You won't find Lucy Parsons in most history books. Too radical, too fearless, too unapologetically revolutionary. But Lucy didn't wait to be accepted. She made history by refusing to be erased.